Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Suelo and welcome back to my channel of Nature and Pets. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an animal enthusiast with over 30 animals and I happen to be 10 weeks pregnant. But, confession, I'm actually going to be 11 weeks tomorrow, probably when this video goes up, so I'm 11 weeks pregnant! Yay! Last week I shared with you guys the videos where I was able to surprise my family over the holidays with the news that I am currently carrying a baby bean inside my belly. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. So for this week, I wanted to go over my very first OBGYN appointment that's in person, in addition to going over some of my health concerns involving my pregnancy. So last week I got to go visit my OBGYN for the first time in person. So the birthing center that I go to has 4 different providers. And the way that they like to manage things is they have each visit be with a new provider, so that way you get to meet everyone on the team before your due date. I don't think I told you guys in the last video, but my due date is currently July 30th, which I'm super excited about. In my OBGYN appointment, when I met this provider, she was super sweet, super awesome. I was very excited. She answered all of my questions and was very upfront and straightforward, and I was very fortunate to have someone who was so caring and willing to give me the information that I need in order to be able to be well prepared for the birth of my child. One of the very first things that they did in this appointment was weigh me. One thing I was really concerned about initially was when I first found out I was pregnant, I was about 164, and over time I ended up losing weight and I lost about 9 pounds, and I was really concerned because I didn't know if that was okay or not. I later came to find out that it's perfectly normal for you to lose weight within your first couple of months of pregnancy. Usually it's due to things like nausea and morning sickness, but I've been really fortunate to have minimal symptoms, so that wasn't necessarily my case, but it was still perfectly normal for me to have lost a little bit of weight. Now, in this appointment, I was very delighted to find out that I gained all that weight back up, and I even gained 3 extra pounds, so I'm currently sitting at 167, which is amazing. We'll see where I end up. I'm not too concerned about that. So another thing that happened in my first OBGYN appointment was we went over all of my health history and my family's health history. My baby's father was also in the appointment, and he was also able to offer some information on his health and his family side of the equation. So some of the health concerns I had was right before I found out I was pregnant, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disorder where your body's antibodies pretty much attack your thyroid. Your thyroid is responsible for creating a lot of hormones that can go into fertility, but also just in general your bodily functions. It's a really important organ. It's the little butterfly-shaped organ that's in your throat. Essentially what's going on is that my thyroid is underactive. It's producing a lot of the TSH, which is thyroid stimulating hormones, in order to get my thyroid to do what it needs to do. The typical good range is somewhere between 1 and 5, and mine was 82, so it was kind of really up there, and I was kind of really concerned about that. I got put on medication and we are monitoring that. I just got some lab results back, and I'm very happy to state that my TSH has gone from 82 to 24, so we're not quite where we want to be, but the medication is working, which is amazing news. Honestly, I can say the medication has been life-changing. I went from being extremely fatigued all day, every day, to actually having the energy to do things. When you have as many animals as I do, it's a lot of things, and having the energy to do it is pretty freaking great. Another thing I was really concerned about that I wanted to address was that I actually have Spina Bifida Occulta and Degenerative disc disease. Spina Bifida Occulta pretty much means that when I was in utero, my neural tube didn't completely fuse shut. So I have a small piece of my spine that is essentially missing. I am fortunate that it doesn't cause a great amount of mobility issues, but it does cause a great amount of back pain. Like, I'm consistently in pain, and it's unfortunate because there really isn't a lot of medication that they can give me to help with that. At least not medication I'm comfortable taking. So I essentially manage it with Tylenol and with massages, which helps immensely. the way that we addressed that was her making sure that I was taking enough folic acid in my prenatal vitamins to make sure that I had plenty in my system so the baby can utilize that to make sure that their neural system is developed properly. I do have a folic acid processing deficiency where my body only processes about 65% of the folic acid. So I'm taking more than double the recommended amount, and that's just to make triple sure that the baby has all of the folic acid they need to create their nervous system. One of the last things we addressed was potential heart conditions that could arise because my partner does have a family history of heart conditions. So when we addressed this with the provider, she suggested that we go through with non-invasive prenatal testing, or NIPT. This is where they draw my blood in order to be able to assess if there are any chromosomal abnormalities or any heart defects without having to actually go in and examine the fetus itself. And I thought this was super cool that technology has advanced this far that they can do that kind of testing without having to interact with the baby. What's really neat is that the baby's DNA is already implemented in my blood as well, so we're commingling and they are able to assess their condition by taking my blood. So as much as I hate needles, I was willing to do this in order to make sure that my thyroid and my health was all in check and that the baby's health was in check. So it just seemed to the most logical thing to do. I did also get to see baby Bean again on an ultrasound. I didn't receive any photos this time, but I did get to hear the heartbeat and it was super, super cute. The heartbeat was 167, so we are perfectly on track to being a healthy little baby, and I'm very excited about that. That pretty much covers my first OBGYN appointment and addresses some of the major health concerns that I had in regards to my hypothyroidism, my Hashimoto's disease, my Spina Bifida Occulta, Degenerative disc disease, and the heart conditions that my partner has on his side of the family. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I did get started on building a baby registry, which I'm super excited about. I have added a lot of things to it already. I also, in terms of starting registries, have scoured the internet for freebies, pregnancy freebies, and I'm super excited to get to share some of those with you guys next week. I got a free registry welcome from Amazon, from Target, and from Walmart, and I wanted to go ahead and compare all three of those registry boxes or bags with you guys in order to be able to show you kind of what I liked and what I didn't like and what the perks and benefits are of each one of those, and kind of do a little rating and have a little fun with it. So if that interests you guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss the video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye!